Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Conor.
I'm in rule, low, low, low.
And folks, we're on Slutsk East today for some more Redstorm 44 action. And let's just say I am hungry for the guy over here on one side here. Rang, who do we have?
Well, on the left-hand side in the blue, we have ourselves Reath playing Tartalek, essentially. And on the right-hand side in red, we have the Graham Slam playing as 11th SS Nordland Division.
So, while we have some dissension in the ranks here, I'm just super psyched because we see a naval Werfer coming in right off the get-go.
Yeah. Reath is a pretty damn good player with the Hungarian divisions in the mod, and Tartalek is also very fun in this mod, as unlike in vanilla, it's still kind of like the same thing, lots of infantry, not many tanks, all of that, but they do have some more German support, and by German support I mean Pack 43 guns. So if they do bring out heavy tanks, which in this case isn't really going to be, rather those Panthers, you can deal with it, which is like a pretty fun little trait by having a big gun.
Yeah, and the funny thing is you said Panthers, and I was scratching my head for a second, then I realized, yeah, of course, we actually have those Recon Panthers, which are terrifying, but there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nordland is not heavy in the armor assets, and I think that's definitely gonna... It's not so much the heavy armor assets which I think he needs in this matchup. It's more just having cheap light tanks and light vehicles, especially against infantry-heavy divisions, can make a big difference. He does have a lot of artillery, a lot of off-map too, so we're gonna have to see if that will actually pay off.
I'm kind of fascinated to see how this flamer opening happens over here to the south of that first river. I mean, this hillside is always going to be a major center for a lot of action. You can see the Hungarians going with the Autozoks instead, so much looking more of those rifle squads. So the Flammenwerfers from the Nordland, I don't know if I see their flame of love kind of guttering out too quickly here, or if they burn bright and can burn a little bit longer than just kind of, a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it's a lot of flame troops. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of flame troops. If you can get them into the forest, Neon, I don't know what to say. I'm just curious to see how it will go. And Grain, you can bring any off.
Oh my gosh! And a 105 barrage. These guys are gonna get. Okay, so if these rifle squads can move east, everything will be okay. And they're doing it. They might get out just barely in time because the Flammenwerfer squads can't fix them in place. Again, guys, that flamethrower over here, you have exactly 90 meters, and they're not going to get anywhere close enough for that.
Yeah. I just bring in one of the flamethrower troops, attack at 40 mil.
Well, because the 40 mil's taking out that half track, and not for nothing, that's a good trade.
Yeah.
That is a good trade.
He's using smoke here to block line of sight, and he's probably going to rush out and try to blow him up. The off-map is going to fall a little bit short, unfortunately, but we got all these Hungarian pioneers coming in. I know, I think at close range, Flammenwerfers are not going to have a nice time when they're being chucked at. When the tractor charges are being chucked at them.
That could have been such a crazy play. He just didn't get his troops. He had the approach and everything. So that's the part that's killing me right now. He had the approach. I just think he got nervous at the last second and was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go and pull my troops back just in case.
Holy crap, look at that mass smoke here from Reef. Because all those Hungarian pioneers have smoke grenades too. Completely negating that style from actually doing any shooting here. And the Flammenwerfers are just... I mean, they're not in a good position. They're not going to be great in an open ground fight. Reef has done a very good job of navigating through his northern, assault here so far.
I thought you were saying holy crap to the fact that we have an entire column of captured French tanks being brought on in.
Oh, holy crap, there's a whole column of captured French tanks being brought in, Colin.
Yeah, and these guys, again, remind me, I don't remember which kind of variant this is from the French side of things.
Hotchkiss 39.
Ah, okay. The
Still crap.
You know from the 39H that's here, of course.
Still really, really crap, and they're gonna take a while to get to the front line. Well, actually, not terrible speed, actually. Could have been much worse. It's not British infantry tank speed. And all the neighbor are actually firing off here.
And a little underwhelming in terms of the action that it ends up getting here, but it does force the stroke back off that hillside, and that's going to be enough to see the... Ooh, another artillery strike. This one's going to get more of an effect.
I wonder if this will be a smoke artillery strike. I don't know if with the 105s if you... Oh no, he has a second 105, so
Yes.
it must be it. Oh no, it's another one, so maybe one is smoke and one will be fire.
My guess is... Ooh.
Yeah, I think one is
Yeah,
smoke
jeez.
because it's a smaller circle.
Yeah, that's odd. He doesn't
Yeah.
have troops in the way though. He's got some squads being moved in. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but there's still another 90 seconds off.
Yeah. We'll see how work out. Because by the time the troops will arrive, I believe the smoke will probably have dissipated.
We'll find out in a second if everyone dies over here from inhalation.
And as we're seeing, Reath doing his classic strategy once again of just putting everything on hold fire, so its overwhelming firepower of angry Germans can't shoot back.
Now, as the world just dissolves into absolute ridiculousness up to the north, down to the south, it's pretty peaceful.
Yeah, it's really quiet. Neither side doing anything interesting at all. It's just going to be this one, I think, flipping back and forth between this one flag on the Triple Crossroads, yeah, but yeah, I mean, everything's happening on this bloody hill. Like, the entire party is heading over for this town, and hot kisses are definitely invited.
Yeah, and frankly, until you get to that Stug, it's not a whole lot to worry about.
Yeah. But even then, it's only one Stug. I think the Hotchkiss if he spreads them out correctly, you can kind of just have a kind of like the whole thing of having like a, like a rifleman behind every bush in a guerrilla war. You have a Hotchkiss behind every building.
I'd hate to fight in a guerrilla war. I'd have to like walk around with a banana at all times, just maybe if I can bribe my way out of an ambush.
And you have barrels being thrown at you. It's terrible.
Exactly. I'm not a plumber. I can't deal with that. Ugh. Somewhere there's a child of the 80s who's just so happy about that. Everyone else is like, what are you talking about? But here come the Hotchkisses. They're going to come in and try to kiss that little Schimmenwagen over here, who, of course, is now completely and totally worthless as far as utility goes.
Yeah. I mean, he could go for a swim in the river at least.
That's true. And I kind of wish that he did, but, not quite going to happen for him.
But yeah, we got the count. I mean, both sides really doing a counterpurse. Graham with his mechanized pioneer push, and Wreath bringing in a whole, company's worth of infantry and like a company's worth of bloody tanks and neighbor worth of strike. Oh, that is.
Yeah, that was a little more French. That was a little more chef's kiss there.
That Pioneer squad and the half-track did not have a good day at all. The other one show managed to catch Hungarians out in the open at least. Once again, the smoke, and then he's going to get in close with the fire of these satchel charges.
Also, the Hotchkiss says, ooh, Ju-88 moving in with the clusters. This could be murder. No.
No.
Absolutely not murder. Interesting.
Oh. That was really anticlimactic.
It certainly seemed to be. Looking elsewhere, first the Hotchkisses does go down, courtesy of the Stug. But all the others are flying around, kind of like annoying gadflies, and I feel like that's kind of how you need to use them. You need to use them as slightly more buff half-tracks, really.
Yeah, you just have them spread out and just be really annoying. I mean, there's only so many places a Stug can be at one given time. And the other places, a Hotchkiss can just provide some cheap infantry support to stress out the Pioneers. And this is what the Hungarian divisions are very good in this mod. In these close quarters fights, even the, I believe Lovas or the Turan tanks in the mod are very nasty in like hill fights, close range forest fights, because you just have a spam worth of light tanks. And usually, with Turan runs decent light tanks.
We'll say one of the problems, though, is that those Hotchkisses are, well, for really lack of a better word, not necessarily worth the amount of points they are to being brought on in. Also, didn't see it before Panther D gets hit by an ME-210. Still continues to drive. He can still back it up, but his immediate utility is pretty low.
Yeah, but seeing that there's not really much you can really do up north there, even if you're ready to push through the town. I don't know what that Panther is really for. He needs more stuff directly on the hill. And here comes another neighbor Wrath strike. And once again, getting some good stress. And I mean, Wreath is going to capture this hill.
He is. He is. Autocannon half track is going to cause a lot of hassles for the Hotchkiss to the southwest, which is kind of funny to me.
But his Hotchkiss buddies are going to come in. I'm just seeing their buddy being bullied.
One of them did get a side shot over here on the Stug to kill it, and right now it is a 14-10.
And I'm really starting to see the issue here. Graham's having with his deck is, I mean, you have Panthers and a few Stugs, but he doesn't have enough reasonably priced cheap AT to deal with his horde of Hotchkisses on the hill. Even if his infantry, those Pioneer troops, don't have those Panzerfausts.
Well, the mildly amusing thing about this, too, is so much of the light vehicle support for Wreath Noel is tied up in these little rinky-dink tanks. There's no other half-tracks to worry about. Yes, these are the Stromhabutza over here with the Stu, basically the Stu 42, as well as some Stugs early on. And oh no, that Panther's going to cause some hassles here. Retreat, boys. Retreat.
Hey, don't crest the hill.
Oops.
Lay back.
I don't think they're going to get a chance to repeat their mistake. Yep, another one goes down. P-Shrek's moving on in, and that's going to pick up the last one here, I'm sure.
Yeah. I feel like Graham really needs to try to play a bit heavier down south, like a recon Panther down south, and just try to capture one or two of these flags out in the open. I mean, his division is definitely much more suited for these long-range firefights. Yes, Wreath can get Pack 43s, but there's only so many of them that you can get.
And they only move so quickly.
Yeah, so it definitely would be playing to a strong shoot rather than trying to fight over this hill, because, I mean, at this point, I feel like Wreath has pretty much has this locked down with just the amount of stuff that he has on that hill.
And therein lies the issue, isn't it? Let's see, looking elsewhere though. Tank Commander killed in that Stug. He's just going to blithely drive to the east, right in front of that Pack 38. Who's going to just say, thank you so much, and just obligingly take a kill here.
That's a nice little sneaky position. Oh, shooting for the Hotchkiss.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that makes sense.
Was he just having, like, weird target acquisition issues against that bloody Stug?
Well, you know what? The Stug is just going to basically commit suicide here. There we go.
Death by side shot.
And
I don't know what Graham's doing with the Panzerschrecks.
I'm not sure yet, but I do like we actually are seeing an expansion of the battle space by Wreath Noel. And while we are going to get more P-grunts in that northern side, the Hungarians are like, screw this, dude. We just want more territory and move further south, which I really like.
I mean, it's not much to fire support backing up that horde of infantry, but as we can see by God Vision, it's only a single MG42. And he's just gonna get overwhelmed by all those angry Hungarians and fancy mustaches. Well, never mind, they can just get neighbor rafts and now do the trick too. If it will hit anything, which it doesn't.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's the major issue there.
Oh, he fired smoke here with the barrage.
Yep.
Yes, he uses neighbor raft to drop neighbor.
What he's talking about, Nibblefur for literally just means smoke thrower.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just felt it necessary to put the little note underneath.
The disclaimer. That was a smart move. Same with actually firing Nabal.
Yeah, usually it's more like Feuerwerfer, but no one really calls it that now, do they?
No.
Meantime, though, we did a Focke-Wulf that kind of gets brought on in and gets turned away just as quickly, because while this stuff isn't going to kill, the anti-air is rapid firing enough that it causes a bit of a hassle for a lot of air power.
Yeah, on both sides actually have like a decent amount of anti-air. Two, medium caliber anti-aircraft guns up north from both, so I don't feel like it's going to be a good day to be an airplane.
No, probably not. Of course, I'm also surprised that the 40mm pop gun over here to the west is able to engage the P-grants as they move across that hilltop. I'm so used to that thing just pathetically just like screaming, "Please let me shoot something."
Yeah. But no, it's like that, and the Russian 45mm are really good infantry support guns just because they're fast, rate of fire, even with such a low velocity or low caliber cannon.
And the 40mm anti-air gun, the AAA gun, is going to cause some hassles as well. We can see 2 squads have been forced out of those trucks, but 5 more are moving in. So another flag's going to be taken. That's going to cause a further bleed. Oh wow, no, another one's been taken. 16-8. Jeez, where did the territory go?
Yeah, holy crap! I think it's just this like southern push now. He's capping those 2 flags here, and I like the crazy bum rush into that town in the center is working. He's getting all his Hungarians into here. They're gonna be pretty nasty to rout out once he actually digs in properly.
And an artillery strike on this hillside as well. Just as 3 more squads of infantry come on in, this is going to be very, very bad.
Yeah.
And it's the 86 mil as well. So the 86 mil, I think it's one of the ones that was added in just specifically for the mod.
It's a 25 pounder.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an English 25 pounder. It's a
conversion. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the vanilla game with Tarzlek, but because it's a large caliber artillery gun, it's been relegated off map.
I think for me, I'm always the poundage thing versus the millimeter size. That's just it completely eludes me.
It's also weird because they captured those guns in North Africa, and then the Germans sent them to the Hungarians to use them against the Russians on the Eastern Front.
Well, Lend-Lease is a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I guess it's more like forced Lend-Lease or booty lease.
Booty lease sounds like a hookup that you have.
How did you know?
I'm familiar with Canadian slang. I don't know. 16-8, but that artillery strike did bog down that push for an instant or two. But more reinforcements need to be rushed to that area.
Yeah.
The thing is, Naval Puffer is going to get refueled and reloaded, and that's going to cause a hassle as the Nordland troops kind of shake off the madness that just infected them. You were about to say, sir.
I really do like how Wreath put most of his troops in the hold fire in that central town position, because at long range, he's not going to beat out Panzer Grenadiers, especially when they have those little lightning symbols by a name. But I feel like Graham's going to be able to secure this push. Just all those Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers is more than enough at long range to beat off the Hungarians, but it's definitely drawn away some attention from him trying to attack up north.
It's drawn away attention, yes. Yes, that's true. But, again, Naval is going to go and engage the hillside. Here it comes. I mean, he's reloading right now. And that guy has done just incredible work so far. It's just going to continue.
Yeah. We've even seen a Weiligwerfer being brought in. Such a funky looking artillery piece. The Germans really wanted a Katusha.
ME210 pounds the center. It's actually gonna happen twice. Yikes! This incoming column's gonna get slaughtered. Oh no. Okay.
No.
All right.
No kaboom. I wanted more kaboom, Khan.
That honestly could have been devastating. Why the heck? Oh, spark. That's why. Okay. So where's the Wehrpfeife? From east or west? Oh, there we go. Yep. But I think the Nebelwerfer is just waiting. Yep, the last reload is done. He's ready to go. Question is, will he call it down basically? Or is he going to aim further south?
Is a good question.
There is going to be another artillery strike on that bridge. So, maybe not the most efficient use of an artillery barrage. I'd probably put it a little bit further north and at least swung down to pick up the Stog from the back. But kind of hard to be too cruel here, you know?
There's a lot of like dead space with the river, to be fair, where you're just going to be blowing up Fitzes rather than Germans.
And maybe that's what he's trying to do. You know, he's going fishing with dynamite, so to speak.
Yeah, just feed some of the troops. Getting a bit hungry, you know.
Give more iron in their diet as they pick out the shrapnel from the. So that's going to come in just about the same time that the naval buffer is going to unleash its next barrage. We'll see which one's got more effect. My money's in the latter. But we'll see.
Green is starting to try and push back onto the hill. He's got a little bit of a foothold, but I feel like in terms of bang for buck, in terms of trading efficiently, he's not going to get onto that hill. The horde of Hungarians is going to be more than enough to hold down position.
Well, and besides that, let's see. We got... Geez, the ME-210 is constant here. He's going in after that center town again, so yep, we're going to see both the naval buffer coming in as well as his ME-210. And I'm going to say that this central town is... Oh, wow, never mind. And he killed 2 of his own troops! Folks, we saw it happen. Literally 2 squads of infantry got taken out. Yikes.
Yikes indeed.
You know, I feel bad about just always wanting to see that happen. But then it happened and just can't help but feel just a weird sense of, like... Ecstasy is the wrong word, but you feel like so empowered, like, oh my gosh, I was here to see it when moment, you know?
It's like when planes crash into infantry or tanks and blow them up, especially when it's your own tank.
Exactly. 40 mils take out a Stug over here to the central position. Where is that deadly... I guess it's the Flak 36s to the north.
Yeah. But Wreath is still holding, you know, at 16-8. He's in a lovely defensive position on the hill and putting in just enough pressure in that central town to slow down anything. Now, I feel like he's going to lose that position shortly. Oh, he held on for it longer than I expected, really.
Yeah, but you know what? If he loses this, he's not going to lose the other one as well. I mean, first of all, he's got the anti-tank guns.
No. Oh,
excuse
yeah.
me. Infantry support guns that are just pounding anything that comes... And he's got a 40 mil. And he's got the officer behind it. Yeah, he's not going to move anywhere anytime soon.
That's not bad considering just how little forces there are in that town. Just having that bit of fire support is really going to make or break it. Of course, some more reinforcements would definitely help out to hold on for it for a little bit longer. And Graham, he is trying to make his far northern push happen along this small arterial, but I usually find on this map trying to push on the far northern flanks is doesn't really work. It's way too narrow of a choke point, and if you don't hold that southern hill, you just end up getting shot at from there. Like, our Panther can, you know, skirmish a little bit, but you can't really push up anywhere too much. Or the Violet Panther is Wreath and Array, and he's going to clear out that central town.
He certainly is. He certainly is. And I don't want to say at what cost, but to a certain extent, he's paid an awful lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
Also, another push is going to happen over here on this kind of north-central hilltop. And yet another Focke-Wulf's going to be brought on in, and yet again, I almost guarantee he's going to get sent away in pieces.
Oh no, he got the rocket strafe off.
He did. He did.
Here comes the Proto going for the Panther. But also being sent away, so not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. And just like all the infantry, I don't think Wreath is going to get pushed out of any of his positions. Just looking on the hill, there's just so many Hungarians.
Yeah, I mean, Hungarian hordes, man, you gotta respect the fact that Tartalik over here has more than enough to see this kind of stay the way that it is. It's worth noting we have another ME-210 been called in just far enough south. I think he's going to be able to get that bombing run off on that Panther. Yep, and that even if he dies, that was worth the kill.
That was definitely worth it for sure. And this is, I know this isn't 1v1 replays in Redstorm and just playing it in general. Heavy tanks are usually not worth it for those sorts of situations, because you can have a cool King Tiger, but just one bomber plane can knock you out, and there's not much a King Tiger can do to counter it if it's in a bad position.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just to keep him honest, by the way, another ME-210 run to the north. He's not getting anywhere close. I mean, geez, come on, there's 3 anti-air positions here. Eventually, this is going to cost him.
Yeah.
Hasn't yet, but soon it will. Looking elsewhere, we are to a 13-11 right about now. So I'm sure there are those of you out there who are like, are the Hungarians losing their touch? Are they slowing down? Eco-wise, the answer is no. They only speed up by comparison. Troop-wise, I don't know. I feel like Wreath still has plenty of anti-armor assets. He still has plenty of infantry, and I feel like he has a ton of tanks, or excuse me, assault guns that we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, he's doing really well for himself, all things considering. And I feel like the Hungarians are definitely like a good bite and hold division, because you can, as we saw early on, do a very good initial offensive play, but you usually don't have enough like mechanized and armored forces to continue that offensive play throughout the rest of the match. But again, you just use your horde of infantry to hold onto position, your anti-tank guns and assault guns to, you know, hold what you got. And this is essentially what Reath has done on that hill. And just once again, Hungarian infantry in this mod are pretty damn good. I believe all the like Tile-like troops have that Tile-like trait, which does give them actually a slower rate of fire, but actually slower. Oh yeah, slower rate of fire and slower movement, but more accurate and more stress resilient. So it's actually a
It's a mixed bag, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a mixed bag I would happily take.
And just like good micro of the pioneers of smoke grenades, that was bloody fantastic. And you know, getting close to the satchel charges, that's really what makes or break those pioneer troops.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone, though, he continues to go back to that stupid Panther of the North, and every single time. I think he's, at this point, just trying to make the anti-aircraft guns run out of ammunition.
Wait, got some hits off. Or damage optic, but that's really about it. I feel like Graham definitely could have played a little bit more heavier down south, at least with something to try and pull some of that pressure up north. Of course, Received God Vision is really not much here, but still just some sort of push or pressure I think would have helped out. I think SS Flamethrower Rush just didn't really... It was a risky maneuver, but it didn't pay off.
Which is really, truly is unfortunate. I like the idea, I just don't think that...
You need more, like, secure frontline troops.
Well, I don't think he was even aggressive enough for it.
Yeah, he was pretty defensive with them, like, he just held into the town. He needed to get them all into the forest and try to catch a Hungarian chair.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the best place to use flamethrower and satchel charge troops. As towns are really more for, like, SMGs and machine guns with a slightly better range.
Beautiful Forever just continues just to pound everything on these front lines. And actually, I didn't realize he rearmed it so quickly, but jeez. The accuracy is probably not what he was hoping for.
No.
But he has stabilized right now, so we might see a resurgent just here at the end of the last few tickets might be bleeding out. Bringing in the Sturmhaubitze, you know, Violent Vierzig over here, the Stu 42. And now that I'm reflecting upon it, probably going and butchering the pronunciation, but that's besides the point. We are probably going to see an end to this ragtag push of Pioneers and Grenadiers. Worth remembering that these guys, for the most part, don't have a whole lot of anti-tank assets.
Oh.
And we can see what happens. Yep.
Yeah, just getting completely blown up, and there we go. Great Graham gonna be calling in the GG, and a like 800 kill difference.
And good lord, this Recon Panther, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vehicles down. 2 of them actual fighting vehicles. The rest is kind of like meh. But that's unfortunately what needed to happen with those Panthers, and it wasn't able to. I think those Recon Panthers just got bogged down in doing like the minutia of trying to go out from spot to spot.
Yeah, I mean, he got those kills pretty easily because those tanks were kept crashing over the hill where they could get a shot. But once again, it comes down to the heavy tank problem in Redstorm, is that, you know, they're very situational units. It's not something you'll gonna just want to bring in really nilly. But at the same time, with 11 success, you know, not having like a lot of cheaper, cheaper medium and lighter armor, just for helping out dealing with the Horde of Hungarians and the Hotchkisses and all of that. It's not the best position to be in. Or even just the infantry anti-tank was also pretty lackluster.
True. True. Regrettably, I was looking to try to find the byline that basically said that the flaming plane killed 2 of its own, but I always forget chronology doesn't actually support that.
Oh.
So, regardless, we certainly hope you've enjoyed our replay coverage this week of the Redstorm 44 season. Rang, how you been doing so far with it?
I'm really, like, the tournament when I played in it before I got booted out, or, like, lost, was, like, a lot of fun to play. Redstorm is a pretty fun mod, and it's just been some of the best casts I've seen in the while in terms of Steel Division 2, just due to the mechanics of Redstorm. I'll be looking forward to doing more of these replays, even after the tournament.
Indeed, it's always a lot of fun to be seeing these, and we know you guys love them too, honestly. So long as you guys love it, we'll try to get you more of it. But until next time, we can give you some more solid play. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.